Automotive Test Solutions. ATS Chemical. ACS 3C Vortex Gasoline Induction Cleaning System tutorial video. Before you begin, refrigerate the chemicals. Check the hoses and connections on the 3C Vortex applicator. Gather the vacuum gauge and other tools you may need.
Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to clean this little Ford van with the 3C Vortex. This is the Vortex atomizer right here. So we're going to just hang this and get it ready. And now we got to get into the intake system, which is the most important part, is to find the right port on the intake. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Begin by locating a centralized vacuum port such as the PCV or the purge port.
Okay, this is the throttle body right here, and we need to have a vacuum port behind this throttle body, and that's this guy right here. And I can follow this line around and it goes into the valve cover. So this is the PCV. Get it unlocked. I want to slip that on here. And now what we need is we need more than 10 inches of vacuum on the car. If we don't have more than 10 inches of vacuum, we cannot clean the car.
Before you begin the cleaning, make sure that the car has a vacuum reading of more than 10 inches.
So I have a hose right here that goes to the purge, and it's behind the throttle blade, and it's a main port right here into the intake, so this one will work good on this particular engine. What you want to use on a hole like this is this hose with this fitting on it. This hose is made for these and Audi, Volkswagen, like the 2 liters, where you take out the temperature sensor in the front of the manifold. Just slip it down to the red ring. Don't put a lot of force on it, but the red ring will keep the hose from falling down into the intake. In order to make sure that we have an effective cleaning on a really hot day, it's summer here, it's 90 plus. I want to keep the 3C chemical in the refrigerator. So here I've got cold chemical, it's been in there for hours, so the chemical is cold. You use cold chemical because that'll keep it from vaporizing. Only liquid chemical cleans carbon. If it vaporizes, we can't clean carbon. So we want the chemical cold on a hot day. So now we got it out, let's go put it in the car. Okay, so here we have the 3 chemicals, the 3 C's. Chemical A, chemical B, chemical C. Now I want to go ahead and I want to take all the lids off of these first and take the seals off of them and get them ready, because once we start cleaning, this is going to go really quick. This is the reservoir, and this is a funnel cap, and we got a plug in here for storage. So when you're done cleaning, you put the plug back in so dirt can't get in here. Then we've got a valve, and this valve needs to be in the closed position like it is now. We pour the chemical in, and once we're going to let the chemical go into the motor, we turn this valve down. This hose is a vent line to vent the reservoir, and that comes down to an air filter. And the air filter is a reservoir, so if I push chemical back up into it, it'll hold it, and then it'll get sucked back in through these lines. These 2 lines here are the 2 air bleed lines that go into the atomizer. And then we have the hose that goes down to the nozzle that connects into the engine, and we've already seen that. Before we clean it, we want to go ahead and close this valve. And now I want to start the engine up and get it running, and then we're going to put chemical in and let it go into the engine. So first you're going to put chemical A in. And you're going to fill the chemical to the red line. Okay, so once you open the valve up and you're giving chemical and you get back into the car, get the idle up, so you're going to put your foot into the throttle until I've got about 3,000 to 4,000 RPM, at 3,500 RPM now. And you only got to hold it here for about 25 seconds because that's the chemical delivery. At the end of the 25 seconds, or about 30 seconds, go ahead and just give it a couple of real quick. You're just going to let your foot off the throttle, and then you're going to give it really light taps and that's going to help clear the chemical out of that intake manifold. And then you're just going to let it come back to idle, return to idle, leave it running, and we're going to go ahead and change the chemical to the next series.
This is important to remember. If the engine bogs down, lightly snap the throttle. Don't let the engine stall.
First thing I want to do is close the valve. Now we're going to take chemical B and we're going to fill it to the line with chemical B. This is referred to as chemical layering. And these chemicals are going to tear out different parts of the carbon, guys. So A removes some of the carbon and B removes different parts of the carbon and C removes what's left. So you've got to use all three chemicals to be successful in cleaning these GDI engines. I'm going to open the valve up. I'm going to raise the RPM between 3,000 and 4,000 RPM. Close your valve. And now we're going to go back to A so we can do the chemical layering right. We're going to put AB, and then we're going to go to C. So now we go to C. We want to shut the valve. And then we want to take chemical C. We're going to fill it to the line with C. Now we're going to open the valve, raise the idle to high idle, 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. Okay, so now we need to give another layer of C. Top it off to the line with C. And we still have half a bottle of A, half a bottle of B, half a bottle of C, so we can do a whole nother cleaning. Open the valve. And raise the RPM to high idle, 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. Okay guys, that's it. It's that simple. The whole cleaning is complete on this engine. So now we need to take this apparatus off and we're going to go drive the car to clear any chemical that was remaining in the intake out. Okay, now we just need to get the 3C off the engine. So we pull the hose off that was on there. Now we want to go ahead and put this line back on and make sure you push it on until the lock locks so it can't pull back off. We want it set back to factory OE standards, and that's with the lock locked on the fitting. We've just cleaned the car. We're out on a road that's clear. Make sure the road is totally clear and it's safe to open the throttle up. So we're going to fully roll into the throttle to wide open throttle. If it starts to ping, back out of it and then slowly roll back into the throttle. If it starts to ping, back out of it, then slowly start to roll back into the throttle. What we're doing is we're removing any remaining chemical that's in these manifolds. Some of these intake manifolds are scroll style manifolds, they're like a snail shell. And some of the chemical can remain in that snail shell, and I'm trying to get that cleared out. So it's that easy. We're already done, guys. It totally cleared out. There was no pinging on this car whatsoever. It was totally easy, just like it normally is. This is a really, really easy, safe procedure.
The last step is to clear any codes with your diagnostic scanner or code reader if the check engine light is on. Let's review the process. The correct chemical layering looks like this. Chemical A, chemical B, chemical A, chemical B, chemical C, then a second round of chemical C.
We've been borescoping this engine while we were just cleaning it so we can show you a live cleaning. I left a borescope in the port so we could see what really is happening inside this engine for real. And we know that this engine has 25,000 miles on it and it's pretty dirty. And I've lost 4 miles to the gallon with this car. I'm trying to regain my 4 miles to the gallon. So let's see if we're successful.
You can see the photos of the mileage increase from 22.2 miles per gallon to 26.1 mpg. That's an increase of 3.9 miles per gallon after the cleaning. Our patented chemicals are the only products on the market specifically engineered to remove modern carbons. If you have any issues or questions, please contact our tech support. Thanks for watching. Automotive Test Solutions. ATS Chemical.